Welcome to the weekly energetic climate. I'm your host, Tammy Ebright. Today we are going to talk about what's in the air, the environmental and energetic field overview. So this week's climate for January 6th, 2026 is dominated by some strong root pressure, some strong drive and stamina. With gate 54 setting at the core tone, this week's collective environment emphasizes advancement, ambition, and material movement, while the surrounding gates shape how this pressure is experienced, communicated, and interpreted. Remember, nothing here is asking for action. Everything here is just information, asking you to witness the transit, not take them as if it's your core energy. The core essence in gate 54, trait 54, is about drive, ambition, and advancement. The environmental expression is a collective sense that growth, progress, or moving up matters. It has a heightened focus on opportunity, hierarchy, or material success. This is a tribal gate. It's a pressure in systems to evolve, improve, or reposition. It's compared between the current status and our future potential. And so the reframe for this climate is this is the pressure to advance, not pressure to decide. The potential is highlighted, but timing is not guaranteed. Our core essence is essentially, the sun. It's a big part of what this transit report will be, but also the earth or the grounding balance is the opposite of that. So they work together. And so the grounding balance currently is about beginnings and sustainability. It's in trait 53, and the environmental expression is this pressure to initiate new cycles. Momentum for starting new projects, conversations, or directions. It's a push to get things moving. There can be a risk of beginnings without follow through. So making sure that we're responding to the things that really excite us can be important. And remembering that if you don't have this trait in your natal design, that this is just the energy moving, not necessarily something to take action. So the climate reframe is this environment supports recognizing what wants to begin, but it does not require you to begin it now. On December 22nd, our environmental future and past direction moved into gates 40 and gate 37. The environmental expression of gate 37 is this focus on agreements, loyalty, and mutual support. This strength is actually about community, emotional sensitivity around belonging, need, and being included. There's this collective pressure to maintain harmony and the visibility of existing commitments. So the reframe here is the future-facing environment highlights agreements. Recognition does not equal obligation. Gate 40, which is about deliverance, work to rest, this exchange, energetic exchange. I do this for you, you do this for me. And it's this awareness of effort versus reward. Fatigue in systems that are overextended, and this desire for appreciation or fair exchange. It can be this withdrawal after contribution because rest is very important for gate or trait 40. And then the climate reframe is the past-oriented environment reveals imbalance. Seeing it is sufficient. Correction can wait. So we just moved out of doubt and confusion, and we are moving towards achieving union and spirit. So currently in this past, so what you're going to notice in your environment is all about community, and it can be this need and denial that you can see happening in the background, but noticing that it's not you. And so staying aligned with your own design can be really powerful during this time. Communication is correction and improvement. So gate 58 is about vitality. And the environmental expression is this heightened attention to what is not working. Now, this is an invited trait, and so making sure that we are being invited to share our corrections can be really powerful and help to alleviate any misunderstandings. So it's this desire to improve systems, processes, or structure. It can be this critical observation circulating in conversation and frustration with inefficiency. So the reframe here is what's incorrect becomes visible, and visibility doesn't require fixing. It's not up to us to always fix everything, only when we're invited to share our insight. Next, we're moving into values, which is about material alignment and worth. Again, gate 54 is here, and this is a very powerful, currently it's in 3 different placements. So energetically, we're feeling that. And so the environmental expression is emphasis on what is worth investing in. Questions around value, status, and material alignment, and this pressure to prioritize growth-oriented paths and a collective focus for what is paying off. The reframe here is value is being evaluated, not assigned. Worth does not need proof. We don't need proof. We don't need somebody's, feedback to know that we are worthy. We are each worthy on our own. Next, we're moving into maturing energy, which is Mars, ambition over time. It is also in gate 54. And so the environmental expression is recognition that advancement is a long process. It doesn't happen overnight. Tension between impatience and correct alliances might be in the background. It can be this pressure to grow without shortcuts and awareness of stages in the material development. So the climate reframe is advancement matures through alignment, not through urgency. Growth unfolds in stages. Next, we're moving into personal laws, which is the rules of beginnings. Again, we have gate 53. Again, we have that in the grounding balance right now and also in the personal laws. So the environmental expression is questions about when something is ready, pressure around timing and sustainability, friction when cycles are forced prematurely, and this awareness of limits in capacity. So the climate reframe is starting is not the same as sustaining. Timing protects our energy. And so whenever we're ready to start things, there can be this pressure to begin right now in the background energy. And timing is everything. Next, we have our judge, which is about emotional experience and crisis. So gate 36. The environmental expression is this heightened emotional reactions. It's a sensitivity to uncertainty or change, emotional intensity without clarity, situations that feel urgent or dramatic. So the reframe is emotional turbulence signals transition, not truth. Clarity follows experience. This trait is in the abstract sharing circuitry, just knowing that it's all about the experience and we don't have clarity over the experience until the experience is over. And so making sure to enter things for the experience without expectations can also alleviate some of that emotional wave that can happen with this trait. Next, we move into unusualness, which is about individual contribution. Gate 8 in the environmental expression is visibility of unique voices. There can be this pressure to stand out or contribute. I think that we're seeing that a lot on social media currently. Gate 8 has been in for a while, but we're hearing lots of different voices talking about what is going on in the world. And there can be this confusion right now with what is truth and what is not, as we're moving out of cross of planning into the sleeping phoenix there's a lot of things that are going to have to wake up, to break down, and, essentially burn to the ground to rise. So in Gate 8, recognition of what is different or distinctive, and this contrast between conformity and originality. The reframe here is contribution is highlighted, not demanded, and expression arrives when timing is correct. Again, we have that timing. So what's hidden is in Gate 25, which is about innocence and universal values. The environmental expression is this background emphasis on shared humanity. It's the sensitivity to integrity and authenticity. Moments that call attention to compassion, a quiet reminder beneath ambition and pressure. So the reframe here is core values operate quietly in the background. They do not need defense or demonstration. And last but not least, we have transformation. Now, Gate 41 has been in for a little bit, and it will be in our environment through 2028. So it's here for a while. The environmental expression is emotional anticipation of what's next. Hunger for a new experience, imagining future fulfillment, and restlessness rooted in possibility. So the reframe here is anticipation begins the cycle, and the experience unfolds in its own time. This could be a good time to write that novel you've been thinking about, journaling your insights. So this week's climate really emphasizes advancement, beginnings, agreements, exchange, emotional movement, contribution, and anticipation. None of this is personal. None of it requires immediate action. This is the weather, and awareness is enough. Thanks for watching or listening to this show. I will see you in about 6 days when the core essence moves into the next trait. Until next time, have an amazing day.